Welcome to Second Listen Saturday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share some fun moments from a past episode for your weekend listening pleasure. Look for new episodes every Monday through Friday.
It's time to give in to our obsessing about parenting details, big and small. Like whether we can protect kids from some of life's small but painful moments. Terry,
Yes.
You have a story to tell about something that happened to you recently?
Yeah, last night we were talking about, I don't know how we got onto the subject, but I was talking about remembering things from high school. I think I had been to the dentist and they had been playing music from the 70s, and I was saying, why do you always remember the songs from high school and you never remember anything you studied? And then I said, I think my daughter said, you guys remember things from high school? And I said, yeah, I remember every stupid and embarrassing thing I did, just like it was yesterday. And she said to me something like, yeah, I've started remembering stupid and embarrassing things I did in high school, too. I didn't realize at the time that they were stupid and embarrassing, but now I feel really bad about it. And I felt like, no! And like throwing myself on the hand grenade of that knowledge to protect her from it. What a horrible, horrible thing. It's like, we always can think about, we want to protect our kids from illnesses. We want to protect our kids from accidents, from heartbreak, but you never think about just those little agonies of life that you would like to protect them from. And oh boy, reinterpreting things you did in high school with great confidence as the embarrassments that they really were is something that, would I shield my children from? Because it is a constant companion to me, and I do not like it. And it never occurred to me. Oh, yeah. So that was a sad little realization yesterday. And I wondered if you guys also had come upon some small little things you wish you could have protected your kids from. Not the big ones that people write books about or articles, but just the little awarenesses of life.
I mean, I feel like there's so many of those things as you become an adult. Like, I mean, for example, this doesn't really match what you're saying, but for my daughter, like, when you have a car, you have to put gas in it. Wow, that stinks sometimes.
Yeah. Things that they never
or
realized.
Like when they get their first paycheck and they see all of the stuff that's been taken out of it.
Yeah. Can't protect them from those things, but you would like to soften the blow somehow.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes I think, do you warn them, or does that like make them notice it more or make them fear it more?
No, that's true.
Like even with what your situation was, Terry, like if you hadn't happened to mention it, then you wouldn't know that she was already thinking it.
That's true.
Could you have, like, if you had brought it up earlier, then she would have, I could be worrying about that.
That's right. Yeah, you don't want to suggest it.
You don't want to suggest it, but at the same time, is there a way to protect them from it without
there is no way. But maybe growing up with a more well-adjusted mother would be a way to protect them from it, but that's not going to happen. I think we've talked about passing our own particular pathologies onto our children. But I don't think my husband looks back on his high school and thinks of embarrassing and stupid things he did. I think he is just blissfully, that was a thing I went to and did, and then I did other things. But for me, it's not mine.
I'm more like your husband, I think, in that scenario.
My memories of those things are very vivid even to this day.
I still cringe too.
Yes. And I was so confident when I was in high school. I was so sure of myself. And now I think, oh my gosh, was I an unpleasant little twit? What the heck?
See, I think I
hate that girl.
I was not that confident person then. So I guess maybe that's why I don't.
Me neither.
Maybe that's part of why I don't.
It was so ridiculous.
Cringe.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, God bless you. That's wonderful.
Yeah, no, I can't. I don't know. I think there's been a lot of that, at least for my daughter this year with her living away from home. There's been a lot of things that have happened that I think, why did she have to go through that? But
some of it just has
She may have a podcast one day and she's going to need material.
She needs something to talk
exactly.
about.
This is for your blog, sweetie. You're welcome.
Exactly. No.
Yeah, I think like if you protect your kids from these things when they're younger,
Yeah.
it's just going to happen later, right?
Yeah. Sooner or later.
Eventually you will embarrass yourself and then have self-awareness.
Yeah, or just even, I don't know, just little things that I'm sure there's lots of things that I do for my kids now that eventually they're going to have to do for themselves, you know, and they might be like, oh, I don't feel like doing this, but guess what?
Yeah.
Well, it was interesting when I went to see Kristen at her dorm earlier this month or in December. And she was doing laundry, and that was something I struggled to get her to do when she lived at home. And just watching her go through that process was kind of interesting. Not one that I really wanted to shield. Well, I kind of wanted to jump in and help her out with it. But at the same time, I was like, no, I've got to let her do this. It's her thing. She's got to figure this out. She's like, yeah, I've only done laundry like 3 times. I'm like, what? Please tell me you're kidding.
And do you want to tell them like what things they should put together and what things they shouldn't put together?
Yeah.
See, my daughter has already decided to ignore all my teachings. She's like, I used to separate this from this and that from that. Now I just put it all together and put it on cold. I'm like, all right, well, if it's your clothes, then
that's right.
I'll just turn my head so I can't see what's happening.
I know, right?
Yeah.
What you don't know won't hurt you.
Yes, I try to teach my daughter the wisdom of not buying a white jacket. She had this jacket. She said, I'm going to buy this jacket. And I'm like, no, that'll get dirty right away. Find yourself a dark jacket. And she's kind of looking at me like, Killjoy. And it's like, no, really. This is she hasn't bought it yet that I've seen. Possibly it's in her closet hiding from me. But, I guess we have to make these mistakes for ourselves. We have to have the dirty cuffs on the white jacket and think, this wouldn't happen if this jacket were blue.
Right.
There was a time when my daughter's team jacket was cream colored.
Oh, how unwise.
Yeah. For, kids, well, the whole gamut of ages. Yeah, that lasted 1 season because every team has black jackets. So they decided to get these cream colored ones and then they would stand out from the crowd. Yeah. They sure did.
I'll bet. My son, I dressed in like patterns pretty much his entire growing up years just so not have to deal with dirty shirts. And it still would be a good idea, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go look through his stuff. But just going to spare them that walking around all day with a ketchup stain in the middle of your shirt.
Oh, yeah.
It's just another piece of plaid if you're wearing the right shirt.
These are life lessons that we can still teach. Maybe.
That's right. It's not too late. One day he will have an awareness that his mother dressed him that way because he was a slob, but no.
Well,
it looked good. It looked sharp.
I mean, I never wear white for almost ever.
I rarely do.
Yeah. Even just light-colored solids are dicey.
Yeah.
They make me nervous.
I know, and I never go anywhere.
Go for the jewel tones.
My daughter got a beautiful cream-colored jacket just before we left Vancouver, and she brought it on our holiday with us. And where we were holidaying, she was of legal age to consume alcohol. And she was wearing her beautiful jacket, and we were sitting in a restaurant, and she ordered a glass of red wine. I was like, no, don't do it. I did jump in at that point because I paid for the jacket. I was like, no, you're not going to drink red wine. Not on my watch.
The time my daughter was wearing her white work uniform, and we stopped on the way to work and to have lunch, and she was going to eat it. She went to Taco Bell and got some like sauce-filled thing. No. And I'm like, let me go get like 100 paper napkins and just wrap you completely up.
Because you know what's going to happen.
Take a bite out of that.
You know exactly what's going to happen.
Nothing good can come of this.
No.
I remember before my good friend got married, this is, many, many years ago, we did the thing where we took all the pictures before the wedding. And then we had a little bit of time before the wedding actually started, and we were all starving. So we got a pizza. And we wrapped her up in bath towels, and she was safe. And
good thing.
And I had on the bridesmaid's dress was velvet, so everyone was like, "Well, you can't sit down, otherwise you're going to get a big butt print." From the velvet will get all crushed. So I ate my pizza standing up. She ate hers swaddled in terry cloth, and all was well. That is the memory from that day.
Yeah.
Well, these are not traumatic memories.
There you go. See, there's some.
They're good to have. Nothing bad happened.
Oh,
I would like my children to have only memories like that.